Hello, this is Victor. I'm here continuing with the painting tutorial of this week, and this time I will keep working on the horses that I explained in my previous tutorial, and this time I will paint this following the buckskin horse color. That is like a sand color on the horse. So to do that, I will start applying a layer of tau light ochre. This horse will have a very light skin, and then we are going to paint the hair in a darker brown. So we start with a light color like this tau ochre. It's between a sand and ochre color, the horse. So I'm going to apply this color all over the horse. Okay, here there is not a lot of mystery, just apply a thin layer of tau ochre. You can use a big brush when it's the first color. I'm not very concerned if I go over other parts, because I will paint them later, and this color is really light, so will not cause problems to be covered by other ones. So just apply thin layer of this tau light ochre. So this is how it's looking like now. But as you can see, I did some other details because I want to do the wash and I want to have all the parts done before doing the wash. So now the next part I will do is the hair. I will use this brown, Dumble brown, to do the hair. And yeah, it's not. We'll do the same. I will use the same color for the tail and the hair. So just apply one layer on there. So I will apply this. I go fast, and I will be back once this is applied. There is no mystery how you have to apply this color. So the next step that I will do, I will use Reynolds height to paint the bottom of the legs. So I will apply this here at the bottom. Don't worry, now the transition is very hard. I will paint just maybe half of the bottom of the leg, something like that, from the knee to down, and I will paint everything. Later on we are going to. So I will paint like that. You can go even higher, I guess. You can go something like that. Okay, so you paint like if he has socks. Right? So we'll do the same here. Sorry. Okay, I will do the same on the back legs. As you can see, it's quite straightforward. Okay, the other leg. that. Then in the transition what I will do is I will make like small lines up and down to make the transition irregular. We don't want a line in the transition, so I just do some small lines. Okay. Something like that. We have to be careful we don't forget any part. So as you can see, what I do is I make some lines like that to make the transition irregular. Okay. So in the meanwhile that this is drying, I'm going to use the color that I used first, that was not the color brown, no, it was, go back to Tau Light Ochre to do some misses that I did. For example, this small miss here, this one here, the ear that I forgot. I forgot to mention, I also paint the eyes. When I was doing all the strips and the different things, I also paint the eyes with dark brown. I use, as usual, Reynolds Height to do the eyes. Prefer to use a very dark brown than using black. Review that I don't have any other gap. Okay, this is looking good now. So we are going to go for the first wash on the horse. And the first wash that I will do is going to be Seraphim Sepia on the light parts of the horse. Seraphim Sepia will not do any effect on the dark parts, so I will avoid to go into the darker parts. So I take bigger brush, this is I think a standard one, yeah, this is standard brush, and I just do a wash of Seraphim Sepia. Have to mix it well, and this will kill a little bit the orange color that this Tau color have. So I take it and don't be scared to do a nice wash. Normally the nose is going to be darker, but I will do as I did in the previous horse. In the other video I will do it via washes. So as you can see, I just apply a generous wash all over the horse. This, I think myself in sepia have some problems because it's making a lot of bubbles. You don't need to be very careful. If you go over other parts, don't worry. It's not going to be a problem. You only have to, once the wash is completely applied, you have to be careful that it's not accumulating too much in some areas. But you see now the shading of the horse start to appear. You see that I'm applying quite a nice, quite a lot of wash. This should be okay. Okay. And now, as usual, when we do a generous wash, we need to wait until this is drying. Apply a little bit more on the head. I want that all the different skulls of the head are. This time that I apply so a lot of wash, we need to pay attention when it's drying up to see that it's doing in the correct places. So let's, for example, here I did a small miss. Let's look that the wash is uniform and you don't have too much accumulation in any part of the horse. If you see that you have too much accumulated in some areas, just go with your brush and take it out. So I will leave it like that, I will let it dry, and then I will be back once the wash is dry. So while it's drying, I'm realizing that the Seraphim Sepia is not giving the shading that I like. So I will do a second shading using Agvax Air Shade. I don't wait until this is completely dry, I will just do a wash. I know that it's going to darken it a lot, my color, but I don't like how the Seraphim Sepia is looking like, and I prefer to do this second wash. Yeah, I just go over the horse. You will see now that the tail is much visible and will give better looking. So I do the wash with, and this Agvax Air Shade I will also apply on the hair of the horse. And on the tail. So just second wash with Agvax Air Shade. And I apply also on top of the red. So I wash almost everything. If I go, you can wash everything. When it's on the darker parts, it's not going to do any effect because Agvax Air Shade is as dark as the dark brown that I used before, as the Rhino Sky. So you can see, yes. We'll add a little bit more on the nose to make it a little bit darker. Take into account that always after applying the wash, the color should be darker than the final one color, because the wash is darkening a lot, but then we are going to do the highlights and the cleaning of the wash, so we'll make the color lighter. So this is how it's looking like. Now we will wait until this second wash is dry. You see, you have to avoid completely these things, so you have to be careful that you don't forget. Anybody, while I'm talking with you, I'm still watching that the wash is well distributed all over the horse. Okay. So wait until this wash is completely dry and I will be back. So now the second wash is completely dry and I will start to do the highlights. And to do so, I take tau like ochre, and I will start doing the highlights on the different musculature as I did on my previous course. As you can see, in some areas can be too much the contrast because we play 2 layers of wash. We can use vestig or flesh to compensate. This is a little bit darker, and here it's the way to find the equilibrium. I think this is too pinkish. Yeah, this is not going to work. So then let's look for use the Carla brown. So Death Cloud brown. So we are going to use Death Cloud brown and the light tau color, and we are going to start highlighting the musculature. So I will first start with only Death Cloud brown. On the different parts.
Papa.
So we are going to use, we'll do the hair, for example. And I will not go to the front of the nose because I wanted to leave it darker. So here I will just do highlights on this part. So the idea is to give a cleaner look to the horse as well. So we are going to combine this with the light ochre. This is a little bit more, you need a little bit more passion to click completely all the wash that we did before, but I think it's important to do it well this step. So I will do a little bit more, and then as usual I will stop the video and I will show you once all is done. But this is the principle. So as you can see, I'm applying this color, try to make thin layers, and then we can use the ochre here to give some accents. If you have the feeling that it's too much, then you go back with the cloud and then you smoothen, so until you are happy with the contrast. So this is the way to work this. Will work here. It's important to highlight at least the main musculature. So first here I will, on the neck I will leave it almost all clear. We use the ochre to give some accents here. Again we take some Death Cloud, and so this is how we are going to work the horse. And on the face I will go to some more extreme, maybe highlights. I will first apply that cloud brown, and here on the bottom I will apply a little bit of here around the A. Here the ear we are going to apply then we are going to do something like this here to show the musculature of the horse. See, and on the neck, this, for example, this one here, this big, we are going to follow this one. We are going to do this one here at the neck base. We are going to use on the cheeks of the horse. So it's all, as you can see here, the leg. We'll do this side, and you can imagine that the rest of the horses will follow the same process. So, and you see, I go and first I'll clean with death cloud brown, and then I put some tau light ochre to give more volume to the musculature. Here on the back I will just apply first death cloud, and then I will go with the ochre. Take some water, because here maybe I put the paint too thick, and I help to spread the color. Okay. So I will keep working on that, and I will be back once I finish on these highlights. So the first part of the highlights is done now. And now the next step that I will do is I will start a second level of highlights using Kislev flesh. It's very light, and we're only going to do some small accents on the highlights. For example, I will do this on the ears. I will do that, I will use that also on the face over the A's. Small touch. Just very small. Highlights, almost like a dot or thin line, that will help us to enhance the first layer of highlights that we did. So for example here on the belly I will do something like that. I will go here I will follow a little bit like that. So just some accents that will help us to enhance the work that we did before. For example, this one here is one that should be highlighted. And as you see, I try to go very soft and apply very little pressure here on the neck. I like to have some highlights on the neck. You see, I go making a very thin, apply very little pressure in that way. So it will help us to enhance all the musculature. So I will keep doing that and I will be back once I finish with the next step. Okay? So the highlights now are done. Okay, just some small accents with the flesh tone, and now I'm going to use again black wash, noon oil, and I will apply a little bit more around the nose because I want to make the nose darker. So I will do a little bit more here and also on the bottom part to make this area darker. Okay. Now next I will do, as it is in a very localized area, you don't need to wait in that case. I will use a scrag brown and I will highlight the hair and the tail. So I will just very soft add some highlight on the tail.